Good evening. I would like to welcome you, everyone, to the BHS National Honor Society 2022 induction ceremony. This is special to me because many of the seniors and actually the juniors as well, I've had the opportunity to see them grow over the past several years. The seniors, this will be their 7th year that I've been their principal. And the juniors, obviously 6 years. So I'm very proud of you. So with that, we're gonna get started this evening. First, I'd like to recognize Board President Megan Walsh is here. She'll also be our guest speaker a little bit later this evening. I would like to start the evening by thanking Dr. Matthews. I know this takes an incredible amount of time and hard work and effort going back to last spring. And Dr. Matthews, this is technically the first time around with it, has done a wonderful job. And then Mr. Lerner has also assisted her throughout the process as well. Mr. Lerner, thank you for your support as well. So this year, obviously, this is special because this is our first year back after COVID. And last year we did have the assembly in here, but it was, we were still early in the year and we were spacing out and that. So it's just really, really nice to be back to normal and be able to celebrate this the right way. NHS is a student-centered council that relies on teacher participation in the process. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the parents in this process as well. NHS induction is one of the many important and celebrated accomplishments that your child will have in the upcoming years. In a few moments, the NHS Student Council will speak to you about the 4 pillars: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. All of us know the important role you play in developing these areas with your child over the years. Students, congratulations, and you should be proud of these accomplishments. Please make sure, students, when you're finished with this evening, and I especially say this to seniors throughout the year, make sure you thank your parents, okay? It's the biggest reason you're here, and then obviously you as well, but your parents got you here. And also, students, another big appreciation to your teachers, okay? So tomorrow, after you walk out of here and you're back in classes, look to your teachers, especially some of your favorite teachers, people who've made an influence in your life, and thank them as well. With that being said, we're going to get started, and I am next up is Kimia Dabi. Kimia. All right.
Good evening. My name is Kimia Dabi, and I'm the president of National Honor Society. It is an absolute honor to induct these inspiring new students into the Beachwood chapter of the National Honor Society, as they represent leadership, scholarship, character, and service. They aced their classes, actively participated in extracurriculars, and volunteered their time for the community while battling the challenges of a pandemic. They showed us the power of transforming challenge into a chance of growth and responding to hardship with unwavering hope. We simply cannot move on from the pandemic, but instead, in our individual ways, have set foot on the path of forging meaning and strength from it. For it has enabled us to envision a future that is unburdened by the past, making creativity and innovation limitless realms of possibility. Exemplifying endurance of the core qualities of NHS members, these ambitious and tenacious inductees set great role models for other students. We will now read the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. Thank you.
Scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
My office is service. Service can be established in the routine of the day's work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to the volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow.
My office is leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members. Thank you.
Character. Character is a force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain that respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is a problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
We will now introduce the new members of the Beachwood High School National Honor Society. When I call your name, please come on stage to sign your name and receive your candle. Ire Akinyola. Ire is a transfer student to Beachwood High School. She loves playing sports and does track and basketball. When she grows up, she hopes to become a professional runner and an entrepreneur. Ire's favorite classes are French and ASL. She also loves fashion, designing, and hopes to become a successful designer one day. Allie Burns. Allie is a dedicated participant to her many different extracurricular activities. Since freshman year, she has been a varsity cheerleader for both the football and basketball squads. This year, Allie was elected by her peers to serve as the co-captain for the football squad. A three-sport athlete, Allie is also a member of the lacrosse team. In addition to sports, she's also a member of the pre-med club. Away from school, Allie is a passionate figure skater and has been skating since age 5. She's a member of the Shaker Figure Skating Club. Allie has volunteered as counselor at Fairmount Preschool Camp and enjoys coaching the youth cheer squad. Allie shares that it is a highly prestigious honor to be chosen as a candidate for membership in the National Honor Society. Sarah Burns. Sarah has participated in a variety of extracurricular activities throughout her high school thus far. Since freshman year, she has been a varsity cheerleader for both the football and basketball squads. This year, Sarah was elected by her peers to serve as the co-captain for the basketball squad. Also, since freshman year, Sarah has been a member of the lacrosse team. In addition to Bison Sports, she's a member of the pre-med club. Outside of school, Sarah has been figure skating since age 5 and is a member of the Shaker Figure Skating Club. Sarah has volunteered as a camp counselor at Fairmount Preschool Camp and also coaches the youth cheer squad. Sarah says it is an honor to be chosen as a candidate for membership in the National Honor Society.
Blaine Ehas. Blaine is on the cross-country team and is enjoying it. Some of his hobbies are video games, rock collecting, and reading. He is in the Boy Scouts of America and is close to achieving Eagle. He plans to go to MIT for the civil engineering major and loves anything to do with technology. Jack Felder. Jack Felder is a junior at Beachwood High School. He is a member of the football and track and field team. He recently attended the Hugh O'Brien Leadership Conference at John Carroll University. His favorite classes are design and government. In his free time, he manages a fantasy football league and collects autographed sports memorabilia.
Josh Fishman. Josh Fishman came to Beachwood during his 9th grade year. At that point, he ran for student council and has been an active member ever since. Now he's researching the possibility of creating a path for students to waive the art credit by participating in the theater program, much like the process with sports and the gym credit. His favorite classes include Design 2 with Mr. Krofchek, AP Calculus BC with Mr. Luce, and AP Physics 1 and 2 with Mr. Lerner. Outside of school, he enjoys playing Dungeons and Dragons, Magic, The Gathering, along with other nerdy interests. Additionally, he works at a local kosher pizza restaurant, Izzy's Place. He plans on majoring in physics and going into research to better understand the world around us.
Jacob Goldman. Jacob is a junior and is the youngest of 4 kids. His favorite classes are math and biology. He volunteers weekly at the Friendship Circle of Cleveland. He also plays soccer, wrestles, and plays baseball for Beachwood.
Summerlin Holloman. Some of Summerlin's hobbies are listening to her records and walking. She has received an award for her volunteering at University Hospital Seidman Center Library. She has also received the National African American Recognition Award for her PSAT score. Her favorite class is Honors Pre-Calculus. Her future plans are to start a mutual aid program and to get a degree in biology.
Luke Jennings Sanders. Luke Jennings Sanders is a junior and can be described as an interesting guy. He is a wood carver, he likes planes, and he is always optimistic. His achievements include joining the National Honor Society, completing College Credit Plus courses, and flying a plane. He intends to get a nursing degree in the future and is considering becoming a nurse practitioner. His favorite class is anatomy and physiology, and he has volunteered multiple times at MedWish International. Luke is never afraid to try something new and is excited to be part of the National Honor Society.
Nina Mayers. Nina Mayers is a lover of all things art, English, and history. She is in her 3rd year on the BHS diving team and her 2nd year as varsity dive captain. She is an active member of BBYO, an international Jewish youth organization. Her favorite classes thus far at BHS are AP Physics 1, Honors 10th grade English, and AP European History. Shout out to Mr. Purse. Nina's future plans are to study art history and chemistry to hopefully one day work as an art conservator at a museum or as a professor of art history. For now, though, her favorite things to do are dive, paint, read, and play with her dog, Boone. Nina is very excited to join NHS and would love to set up a drive for medical supplies as her NHS volunteer work in the future.
Alexis Mercado. Alexis is a junior at Beachwood High School. Tennis is one of her favorite hobbies, and she likes spending time with her friends and family. Alexis is on the varsity tennis team for school, and it is her 2nd year achieving that. She enjoys giving time to the summer camp at Fairmount and the nonprofit group A Kid Again. Her favorite courses at Beachwood are AP Calculus AB, Digital Graphic Design, and Anatomy and Physiology. Her long-term goals are to attend a good university in the city, then pursue a career in neurology by attending medical school.
Vivian Myers. Vivian is a junior and moved to Beachwood last year from Vermont. For fun, she enjoys skiing, playing piano, spending time with friends, and listening to music. She likes all her classes, but her favorite subjects are math and computer science. She also enjoys volunteering at food banks, advocate organizations, and tutoring other students. In the future, she plans to go to college and study computer science or engineering.
Eli Posa. Eli Posa is a junior at Beachwood High School. He loves playing in the orchestra, singing in the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Chorus, and volunteering in the community. His favorite academic classes are physics and music theory. When he grows up, he strives to be an on-air meteorologist. Some of his favorite hobbies are traveling, biking, and all aspects of music.
Veronica Schwartz. Veronica is a junior in high school. Her favorite class is math. She is also an active member in pre-med club and stock market club. For fun, she likes to figure skate and play basketball. She loves spending time with her friends and playing with her dog. She also enjoys volunteering and working with younger kids over the summer at a camp, and she now works at her skating rink and loves teaching little kids how to skate. After high school, she plans to go to college and study some type of engineering or business.
Nishan Shrestha. Nishan is a junior at BHS. His current favorite class is AP European History. His previous favorites include AP US History, AP Physics 1, and AP Physics 2. He is currently volunteering at Ahuja Medical Center. Inside of school, his favorite activities are Model United Nations and marching band. In his free time, he likes to practice on his drum set.
Evan Wang. Evan is currently a junior. He is a member of the varsity swim team and computer science club at Beachwood High School. Evan is also the president and founder of the Alliance of Youth Leaders Greater Cleveland Branch, a student-run volunteer group. Evan's favorite classes are math and science. He is interested in bioinformatics and bioengineering. Since 2020, Evan has been a research intern in a university lab focusing on bioinformatics analysis of human disease. His research internship work has been included in a recent research paper published in a top scientific journal.
Anna Zhao is not here tonight. She's at her soccer playoffs, but we're going to read her bio anyways. Anna is currently a junior and moved to Beachwood last year from Tennessee. Since moving to Beachwood, she's been a member of the girls' varsity soccer team and is currently a captain. She is also a member of the BHS orchestra where she plays violin. She also enjoys volunteering at local events. For fun, she enjoys hanging out with friends, playing soccer, and reading. In school, her favorite classes are math and anatomy. In the future, she plans to attend college and study computer science or engineering. Ayush Brigavansh. Ayush is a senior and has been a part of the Beachwood School District since kindergarten. His hobbies include playing sports, working out, and being with friends. Growing up, he has always been interested in the medical field. In the future, he plans to go to a 4-year college and study sports medicine.
Vincent Crenshaw. Vincent is a senior at Beachwood High School. He enjoys running, is captain of the cross-country team, and member of the track team. His favorite class is AP Calc because of the fun challenge it presents and because math feels like a puzzle to be solved. He has spent a lot of his volunteering time doing yard work for the elderly who cannot do such tasks themselves. He intends on studying computer science in the future and would like to be a software engineer. Emily Clark. Emily plays softball, volleyball, and basketball for BHS. She hopes to continue her studies at OSU for the next 4 to 5 years to become a nurse and possibly minor in sign language. She really enjoys going to the gym, working at Pizzazz, and hanging out with her friends. Her favorite class at BHS was math with Mrs. Kellogg. She is thankful for all her experiences at Beachwood High School and is excited to see what life brings her.
Netta Haas. Netta is a zealous reader, music listener, and nature enthusiast. She spends her free time running, writing, and studying Judaics. She volunteers with Friendship Circle and runs an egalitarian teen minion, and particularly enjoys the bageling runs she goes on to get supplies for the post-minion breakfast. Netta also teaches Hebrew and Judaics and tutors bar and bat mitzvah students. She edits for the Beachcomber and the Introspect magazine, so you'll never guess what her favorite subject is. It's math. Just kidding, it's English. She plans on studying in an Israeli midrasha after high school and hopes to go on many hikes and backpacking trips while there.
Drew Kalin. Drew Kalin is a senior at Beachwood High School. He is a part of ASL Club, Pre-Med Club, Ecology Club, Powerlifting Club, and is also the co-president and co-founder of the Hiking Club. He plays school baseball as well as club baseball, and he enjoys wrestling and lifting. In baseball, he has achieved many awards as well as in wrestling. He has volunteered at youth wrestling meets, homeless shelters, and has also helped to teach youth baseball players. He is undecided as to where he wants to go and what he wants to study.
Michael Kesselman. Michael is a senior here at Beachwood High School. He enjoys hiking, working out, and playing sports. He is part of the soccer, basketball, and track team. He plans on studying aerospace engineering in college. Michael's favorite classes are physics and calculus. He works throughout the year as well as through the summer at Sol and Chabad as a camp counselor.
Avery Lonzer. Avery writes for The Beachcomber, specifically featuring topics related to diversity and how events impact students. They also enjoy reading, making random music playlists, and playing with their dogs, and working on various crafts. They also like to drive, even though that is often for errands and chauffeuring their little brother. They plan on majoring in political science next year in college.
Jack Miller. Jack has a strong passion for electronics and a knack for technology in general. Right now, he's running his own tech consulting business where he helps others with any tech struggles they have. Right now, he's volunteering for the Superhero Project, an organization that connects artists with children that have a disability or sickness to draw them as a superhero they see themselves as. Right now, Jack is planning to major in computer engineering.
Hannah Plotkin. Hannah Plotkin is a senior here at Beachwood High School. Her favorite classes thus far have been anatomy and physiology with Mr. Paulshell and human rights with Mrs. Crossman. In her free time, Hannah enjoys volunteering at Friendship Circle of Cleveland, listening to Jewish music, and matcha lattes. Her proudest accomplishment has been serving as the International Executive Religion and Education Vice President for USY, a Jewish youth group, where she is passionate about helping her peers create and maintain connections to their heritage.
Ana Ribeiro de Reyes. Ana was born in Brazil, and they got into hacking when they were younger and taught themselves how to code. They love curling up in blankets with a good book. They spend most of their time throwing paint at canvases and the rest of it collecting trinkets to be used in future art pieces. Ana's favorite form of volunteering is always art and theater related. They plan to attend the Cleveland Institute of Art and start their own business. Erica Ward. Erica is a senior, and one of her favorite hobbies is playing volleyball. She loves math, especially algebra. She also likes logic puzzles. She spent 3 summers volunteering at Fairmount Preschool summer camp and formed bonds with many of the kids. Her favorite class she took throughout high school is AP Macroeconomics. She wants to go to college to major in economics and hopes to get a job as an economist.
Jonah Wolf. Jonah is a senior who has gone to Beachwood since kindergarten. He plays golf in the fall and baseball in the spring and has played cello in the orchestra since 4th grade. Jonah works on the golf course at Beachmont Country Club and also likes to golf and go to the gym in his free time. His favorite classes are calculus and physics, but he also loves orchestra. In college, he is most likely going to major in mechanical engineering and wants to have a career that involves mostly math and physics.
Will the inductees please stand for the saying of the pledge? Please repeat the pledge after me. I pledge to maintain my high scholastic standing. To hold as fundamental and worthy. An untarnished character. to endeavor intelligently and courageously, to be a leader, to give up myself freely in service to others, and in so doing, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. You may now blow out your candle and return to your seats in the audience.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Megan Walsh to the stage as our guest speaker for tonight. Mrs. Walsh is the president of the Beachwood Board of Education, and she has been invited to speak today because she epitomizes the values of the National Honor Society. She exemplifies leadership, of course, as the president of the board, but also because she views creating change and building relationships as a personal passion. She embodies scholarship, having earned a Master of Science in Social Administration from Case Western Reserve University, as well as a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Indiana University, Bloomington. As for service, Mrs. Walsh serves on the board of Daily Dose of Reading, an early literacy program designed to close the achievement gap. And lastly, but by no means least, Mrs. Walsh is an individual of strong character. But I'll let you see that for yourself. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Megan Walsh on stage.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sama, for that introduction and for extending the invitation for me to speak tonight. It's a pleasure to share the board table with Sama every second and fourth Monday night, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve the Beachwood City Schools as a board member. As board members, we work hard and put in long hours, and in a lot of ways, that has become a norm that I'm very much accustomed to. But what I haven't yet gotten used to is this whole public speaking thing. It is still very much outside my comfort zone. I would much rather be listening to each of tonight's inductees tell us about their experiences, what they're passionate about, and how they are and how they will change the world. That said, over the past few weeks, I've given a lot of thought to what I wanted to share with you tonight. And in that time, I have been reflecting quite a bit on what it means to be part of National Honor Society and where I was in my own journey when I was inducted into NHS. One thing I can say for sure is that if you had told my teenage self that one fall evening in October on a cold and rainy night, she'd be on a stage delivering remarks to a group of people, I can only imagine she would have given you that classic teenager incredulous look of, "You must be joking." Inductees, maybe you are a little bit like I was then. No, not the teenage attitude part, I'm sure. And I'm really sorry to my mom, right? But maybe you can't see your path or what the future holds for you. Maybe you just have this vague sense of what you want to do. Like, I knew I wanted to help people, but I had no idea who I wanted to help or how I wanted to help them. Again, thinking of my teenage self, if you told her she'd have a job she loves, working to eliminate racial disparities in maternal and infant health, you would probably get that look again. But when I look back, I can see how all of the pieces came together and the path became more clear the longer I walked it. So if you're feeling anxious or uneasy about the future because you don't have it all figured out yet, it's okay. The pieces will come together and the path will become clear. Though, as a side note, my current self needs to advise you that you should listen to your mom when she tells you 700 times that you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket by only applying to one college. It's not that you won't get into that one college, because you will. Don't ask me how I know. It's just that all those arguments at the kitchen table are not worth it. Again, Mom, I'm really sorry. But maybe you're not like me at all. Based on what you've already accomplished through a commitment to learning, hours of service, leadership, and character, maybe you do have it all figured out. And that is definitely what I love most about learning about each of you. I see so much variety. There's this beautiful diversity of your experiences and your interests, and it gives me so much hope for the future. In my work, there's this allegory that I tell to explain how people need to engage to reduce infant mortality. It is not my own allegory. I have heard it at virtually every conference I've been to, but I have modified it a little bit to meet my needs. It goes like this. So you're out for a walk one day and you're walking along a river. It is a shallow river, I need to point out. That will be an important point in a moment, especially if you're not a strong swimmer. So as you're walking along this river, you see a baby floating by. What are you going to do? If you're one of my previous colleagues, you will say to me, Megan, I am not getting in that river and saving that baby. I cannot swim. So that is why I tell you it's a shallow river. To be clear, the river's safe for you. It is not safe for the baby. So what are you going to do? You're going to go into the river and you're going to save the baby. You get the baby to safety, you continue on your walk, and there is another baby floating by. You're going to go in the river, you're going to get the baby, continue on your walk, another baby, you'll go get it, all of that, right? You're going to keep doing that because of course you will. But at some point, if you don't send someone upriver to figure out how the babies are getting in the river, then we're not being successful, right? We have to figure out how the babies are getting in there just at the same time that we have to be pulling them out. So in my work, we refer to the direct service that we do to help pregnant women and their families as pulling babies from the river. And we refer to the upstream work that we do as collective impact. That's where system change happens. And we have to do both. We will always have to do both. We can't only have people pulling babies out of the river, just as we can't only have people working on preventing them from getting in. So there's that beautiful diversity again. We need different people to have different passions and different strengths so that we can all work together to solve complex problems. I see that synergy in each of you, whether you're interested in technology, engineering, religious studies, meteorology, nursing, art, economics, political science, business, bioinformatics, sports medicine, biology, computer science, fashion design, physics, or neurology. After reading each of your bios, I only had to Google one of those. So I know as a society, we've given you a lot of complex problems to solve, but I feel 100% confident that you all can solve them by working together. To that end, I do have two pieces of advice to offer. The first is, be curious, not judgmental. You may recognize that I have borrowed that, but I am really appreciative to Ted Lasso, or the writers of Ted Lasso, for condensing my two favorite social work tenets into those 4 simple words. The first social work value, that is the not-so-secret recipe to rapport building, is that we view clients, or anyone we're trying to help, as the experts on their own lives. As social workers, while it's important for us to provide education so that clients can make better informed decisions, we are not the experts. The clients know their circumstances much more than we ever could, no matter how many sessions we have together. Similarly, the second social work value is unconditional positive regard. At the core of this value is the belief that I would not be in a position to make better choices if I had walked in my client's shoes. My first job after graduate school was as a multi-systemic therapist for families who had a child returning home from juvenile incarceration. I worked with some quote-unquote bad kids who were so much more than the bad choices they had made. If I only looked at them as what they had done wrong, I would have missed their strengths and their gifts, of which there were many. So that's the first piece of advice. Be curious, not judgmental. Thank you, Ted Lasso. The second piece of advice is that if you decide in your 30s, or earlier, I think I was a little late to the party, but if you decide to make be the change you wish to see in the world your life's motto, please put up some guardrails. Learn how to say no. You cannot take on every cause. Going for a hike, spending time with family, riding your bike, reading a book, or anything else that you enjoy are all perfectly good ways to be the change. Because when we take care of ourselves, we are indeed making the world a better place. But when the student council president asks you to give a speech, say yes. After all, it's those opportunities that take you out of your comfort zone that will help you to stretch and grow. So Beachwood High School National Honor Society inductees, thank you for all that you have achieved and all that you will achieve in the years to come. Congratulations. Thank you.
Good evening. So before I dismiss everyone, I have a few quick thank yous. The first is to Mr. Lerner for his time and support and keeping me from curling up in a fetal position somewhere. Ms. Siegman and Mrs. Deviney and the orchestra for playing tonight, Mr. Krofchek and Mr. Craig Alexander, Mark Chalice, who is recording this, so I will send the students a link to tonight's program if you wish to share it with others, to our administrators and our school board members who are here tonight, and most importantly, I do want to thank the parents and the family members for coming out tonight. My son was recently inducted in his National Honor Society, and I know exactly the sacrifices that we make for our children and that we love to make for our children and that we, of course, we're going to make for our children. And so I want to thank you for that and for being here tonight. And before we conclude, I'm going to need all my new inductees to come on stage. We're going to take a picture. And then we have a beautiful backdrop out in the atrium for you to take pictures with your family. So thank you all for coming, and drive safely in this weather.